to meet you. Welcome to Changing Ireland Online. We're kind of coming out of lockdown, and you've been very busy, you and some other of your colleagues in the social enterprise space. Today you're launching a new membership representative association. Tell us about it, what it's called, and what you've been doing for the past few months to get this off the ground.
So we're called SERI, Social Enterprise Republic of Ireland, and we are a representative body for social enterprises all over Ireland. So we're delighted to launch today, but we have been doing an awful lot of hard work over the last few months just to get it together, to kind of make decisions, to put together a board of directors, to get advice, to decide where we feel that we can make a difference. And we're excited to launch it today and start inviting people to join as members.
You said it's for the Republic of Ireland, and it's for all of Ireland, but Northern Ireland has its own social enterprise sector, very well established, much ahead of the one in the Republic.
Yeah, so we're based in the Republic of Ireland, but we have a really good connection with social enterprise in Northern Ireland. And there's lots of ways that we can collaborate and work together, and we're excited to do that too. So we've already made a connection with them.
I expect you were at the launch in, I think it was last October, of the government's, finally they agreed on a strategy for supporting social enterprises in the Republic.
It's kind of like a new era for social enterprise, the social enterprise sector, which was built, over years and years and years at community level, and now starting to get those really robust business approaches involved. And now with the policy, it's really exciting because we're able to get recognition. I think where we need to start is in terms of creating more awareness around what social enterprise is. And I think we also need to, at some stage, be able to capture where we're starting from. So how many social enterprises do we have?
In a nutshell, how do you describe it to somebody who's new today? And I know it's on your new website, socialenterprise.ie. But how do you explain it to your auntie or your uncle or someone who's new to it all?
Yeah, so when if I'm describing it to my auntie, which I've had to do numerous times, to numerous aunties, I would say that a social enterprise operates as a business, as in they generate their own revenue, but those profits are reinvested back in scale and creation of more impact, as opposed to being shared to shareholders. One of the easiest ways I can describe it is that there's a spectrum between charities and traditional business, and that we sit kind of somewhere in the middle, and some sit slightly one side and some sit slightly the other side. But that's a good way to explain it as well, I think.
Yeah, that works for me. So I wouldn't be taking any notice much of your new fancy representative membership organisation, except for got a lot of heavy hitters on. You've got Fergus Finlay as chairperson in a voluntary capacity. He's not getting paid or overpaid on this occasion. The very accomplished ex-Bernardo's chief. So he's come out of retirement to support you, which is impressive. But I'm talking to you down in Waterford. You've got Senan Cook, author of a fantastic book on social enterprise and a co-leader of a fabulous work in Dunhill. But tell me about some of the other people that are on your board and that have been involved over the last few months. Just name them out. Name
them out. Okay, so first we have Brendan Whelan from Social Finance. We have Lorraine Corcoran. She is the director of Afanite, which is a consultancy group. We have, I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anybody. We have Pori Casey from Ballyhora Development, John Murphy from Speedpack, John Carnes from Partis, Senan, as you said, Darren Ryan from Social Entrepreneurs Ireland, Senan Cook, as you already mentioned, Michelle Fogarty, who's the co-founder of...
a problem, though. I just have to say, I mean, he's a Kilkenny guy, and you're from Waterford. How are you going to get on at all?
We've just decided not to make that an issue.
No, I'm from Cork, and I've made it an issue with him. But the best of luck. Now, Senan does a newsletter, I think it's monthly or bi-monthly, on social enterprise in your area, as you're well aware. I just think you've great people there, and it speaks well of you, so the best of luck. But your new website too is very slick. So you've obviously got a money from somewhere. Where'd you get the money? And how's it all coming together on the business side for your representative association?
It's amazing what you can achieve with very little. And as Senan said the other day, it's amazing what can be achieved when nobody really cares who takes the credit as well. Two of us built that website, which has taken a lot of time, but it was really important to us that we start on the right foot. Yeah. And it had input from the entire team, and everybody got behind it. Just in terms of money, like, we're a membership organization, so we will probably be looking for fees in 2021, but we need to be able to prove what we're creating in terms of value for our members first, and it's day one. So we want to actually build that reputation first before we expect anybody to pay for it. So over the next little while, like, we really want to represent the whole sector, like the breadth of the sector. It was really important to us that our board be at least 51% practitioners. So that practitioners are leading it. That's why they asked for a practitioner CEO, which is why I'm CEO, because I've got that experience of coming up with an idea, starting it, trying to scale it, trying to lead teams, trying to secure funding, trying to be represented, all of those kinds of things.
Just on yourself, sorry, Tammy, you are, just to explain, the CEO, or that's the word we use nowadays, but the manager of the Shona project. Just give us one line on that, because it alone sounds fascinating.
Yeah, we provide supports to teenage girls and have done for the last 4 years. We're just we're going through our own transition at the moment. We're scaling and growing. There's a huge demand for our work, and especially coming out the other side of the pandemic, when our young people are really going through a lot of stress and trauma in some cases at the moment. So we have a really good team behind us. We think me taking this role is a good opportunity for the Shona project as well.
Like, why now, in the middle of a pandemic, are we launching an association, a representative association for social enterprises?
Well, there's been conversations going on about this for quite a long time. I only actually joined the team with SERI in the last 2 months. There's been work done on this by what was originally the Social Enterprise Task Force for years and years, and all the focus of that was to make sure that the national policy was created, and that was the job they set out to achieve, and they achieved that, and they did amazing work. Now, and especially during the pandemic, we've seen the need for representation for social enterprises at a national level, because during crises, social enterprise are more resilient. Like the Shona project was just applied. We've just had a new job. Our jobs are more resilient. We're able to create impact. We're able to solve societal problems. So when have we been more needed than now?
Where do you see the association and social enterprise in Ireland in 5 years' time? What's your uppermost ambitions?
My uppermost ambition is that the sector is recognised as a distinct sector and has a united voice in Ireland. That's what I'm working towards. We've already started creating really good relationships with, as I said, with the other countries. We're the Irish partner for the Social Enterprise World Forum, and we want to learn from those countries and bring that learning home. But for me, the key thing is that that we talk to our members, and our members are involved in shaping what the future looks like. So there are about 12 of us around the table at the moment, but we need to open up that conversation and make sure that everybody has a say before we decide exactly.
And you're not going to spend a lot of money in your consultations. You've learned how to, if you've come this far over a few months during a pandemic where you never physically met, I believe, you've no travel costs, no time costs there in getting to venues. So maybe you're pioneering a new way to link in with members. Can somebody become a member today, the first day of your launch? Can they log on your website and apply? Or
yeah, if they go to socialenterprise.ie. Yeah, at the moment it's very basic information that you literally just have to put in your details. So you can sign up as a social enterprise, as a social enterprise supporter, or as an interested individual, which would include like journalists, academics, students, anybody who has an interest in the sector. So there's 3 ways to sign up. You literally just put in very minimal contact details and you become a member, and that's what we're hoping people will do today, so that we're able to create that contact with them. You know, like in a lot of ways it's still a small sector, so it's easy enough, and we all know each other very well. It's a really nice sector to be operating in. It's very collegiate, and there's lots of goodwill, and we don't view each other as competition. So, you know, there's that quote about all boats rising and all the rest, and that's the way we see it.
Very good. And you've obviously got support from the Department of Rural and Community Development, because they were involved in, you know, bringing, I suppose, the national strategy to Cabinet and getting it through. So at the moment, I believe that social enterprise is, from a government point of view, is part of the rural section. And you've obviously got support there, I expect, yes?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the department are very happy to work with anybody who represents the sector, and it's very important to them. Partnership is one of their key values. We have spoken to them a lot over the last couple of days, and we'll be meeting them again in the next few days and in the next few weeks. We have a minister now. We've Joe O'Brien, which we haven't had before, and we're looking forward. We haven't actually met him yet, but we're looking forward
won't be
to
happy.
chatting with him.
He's from Cork originally. Anyway, I'm only laying it on a bit thick now, but just for people listening, like I just lived up the road as well from Tammy for 10 years of my life in Rossberkin on the Kilkenny side of New Ross, so I'm not bitter or anything. But we didn't win most All Irelands those years I was living in Rossberkin in Sennon's neck of the woods. Joe O'Brien is a community worker by background, and I think you know, best of luck in forging a good relationship with him. It should go well. You've also got, I'm just thinking, you've got local development companies around the country. A lot of them support social enterprises. Some of them might see themselves as social enterprises.
Yeah.
Are they supportive?
Very supportive, couldn't be more supportive. We've got an endorsement from them on our website, and they've been very helpful in terms of helping us spread the word throughout their network and throughout all of the development companies all over Ireland. The feedback has been so positive, you know, which is really, really encouraging.
The website, socialenterprise.ie, where they can learn more and get.
Thank you so much for having us. Yeah, it's going to be a busy day.
Okay.